About 15 years ago, I suffered a traumatic brain injury, and thank God I made a complete recovery with the help of traditional and mind-body medicine. And I learned a lot of things on my journey. My background was in technology, UI, UX, marketing, and I learned a lot about health and recovery, what happens when the medical systems that we rely on aren't able to fully meet our needs. And that took me through a whole journey of recovery that took a number of years. And that was the motivation for starting Healables, where I take the knowledge that I learned on my own journey of recovery and health, and I've integrated that into a product that I can now scale and bring to other people. And one of the main things that I learned was that you have to heal the mind and the body together. And that's what we do at Healables. We have an electroceutical device that heals the body, and we have a digital health coach that heals the mind. And together, we empower the whole person to really have a new lease on life and reach their potential and move ahead. So we're excited to have Healables and excited to introduce it to the world, and we welcome people to join us in this journey to empower others to take that next step. So we're Healables, wearables that heal. I'm Moshe Lebowitz, CEO and founder, and we're with Yehuda Barbash, our COO, CFO. So our mission is to relieve pain, accelerate healing, and reduce inflammation without drugs. Okay, we treat with clothing instead of medication. And to build this fantastic product, we really put together an amazing team. Our chief medical officer comes from Harvard, our CTO comes from Johns Hopkins, and Yehuda is an absolute wizard at finance, operations. It's just a pleasure working with our team. So knee osteoarthritis is an example of an inflammatory illness, and it's a huge problem for 500 million people all over the world. In the UK, for example, it costs over $100 billion. And we have a solution that doesn't require medication, doesn't require surgery, that allows people to go and get back to their regular routine. And our solution is an electroceutical device that docks with smart textiles. And embedded in the smart textiles are permanent electrodes and sensors that provide real-time physiological feedback. And then together with our behavioral health coach that coaches the mind, we have a three-dimensional profile of the person, and we're able to empower the patients with customized precision treatment that delivers exactly what they need. Then finally, we have for the practitioners, we have a remote practitioner portal that allows them not just to monitor remotely, but to actually in real time adjust treatment. So that means if a person's a body worker, if they're a physical therapist, a chiropractor, an acupuncturist, with our technology, with our device, they can be in one city, their patient can be in a different city. They don't have to come into the clinic, and they can have a live hands-on session with our remote technology. So our knee sleeve is our first product, but then we can expand with other textiles to other parts of the body and other conditions. And also really two verticals. We have our wellness vertical that focuses on readiness, recovery, performance, and then we have the medical that treats medical conditions. So that's really the idea behind it, as I mentioned in the introduction, is we treat the mind and the body together. And this is coming out of two technologies, one used in the Cleveland Clinic, microcurrent therapy, and mind-body medicine that's coming out of Stanford Healthcare, two of really excellent medical centers in the United States that have worldwide success. So these solutions that they use are validated, but they require highly trained individuals, and not everybody has access. They're just not affordable, not accessible, and not scalable as a clinic-based solution. So we've converted these legacy technologies and solutions into a product-based solution. So our wearable electroceutical treats the body, and our digital health coach treats the mind. And then you have an affordable, accessible, scalable solution that anybody can use wherever they are. So just a little bit about the science behind this. Again, we're treating on two fronts, on the cellular level and on that whole person behavioral health level. So on the cellular level, our electroceutical therapy is able to enhance the function of the mitochondria. And on the behavioral health level, one of the things that we're doing is we're able to calm the whole system and to improve the immune response by helping to regulate the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system with breathing techniques and other techniques that we have built into our app. In user testing, we see 83% of users have reported pain relief of at least 50% and improvement in range of motion. And we have a whole portfolio of patents that are granted and that are pending through worldwide. Finally, we have the backend architecture that allows integration with health systems throughout the world as well. So our platform technology is not just for osteoarthritis, but it can treat a whole range of issues. And as we do clinical trials and pilot studies, we're able to go and demonstrate that we can go and lower healthcare costs and improve response in many different indications. So, and that's really what we're doing now. We have an ongoing clinical trial with the head of sports medicine at the Wolfson Medical Center in Greater Tel Aviv on knee osteoarthritis. The PI there is also the head orthopedic surgeon for the Israel Defense Forces and is an expert in sports medicine, athletes, and in soldiers. We have a protocol written for diabetic neuropathy, and we have another clinical trial in lower back pain that we are putting forward as well in India. And in sports, we are excited to be piloting with the Stade Francais Paris rugby team, and they're using our solution for lower limb issues and all sorts of issues that are sustained during rugby, and we're excited about that pilot as well. So in terms of marketing, we really have those two different verticals. We have the medical vertical that focuses on licensing and partnering with pharmaceuticals and biotech, medtech companies. We have that common inflammatory component, so we can address musculoskeletal, respiratory, diabetic neuropathy, chronic pain. Each one of these is really $1 billion vector, a vertical in and of itself, and with the right partners, we can expand into these areas. And long COVID. Long COVID is really an inflammatory disease that everybody, many people that I know here and around the world are getting these strange symptoms. So that inflammatory symptoms, we can address that without steroids. So our first revenues are coming in with licensing agreements with SRS Life Sciences for lower back pain in India. And then with the wellness and sports, again, starting with Stade Francais, we plan to expand into the EU, the UK, and the United States as well. So there is competition out there, but the competition looks like this. It's just old-fashioned with lots of wires. It's clunky. It's just not smart, not easy to use. And in the medical side, Merck has invested also in an electroceutical device for chronic inflammatory disease as an invasive implantable device where they're doing a surgery to put a chip in a person's head in order to go and reduce inflammation. We can do similar type of vagal stimulation with our wearable, without surgery, without turning people into cyborgs. So what would you rather be, a cyborg or wear some cool athletic wear and accomplish the same goal? So there are other devices that are out there, but they're not as smart, they're not wearable, and they're just not able to produce the same results that we do. So our revenue model, and this is really exciting for a product, for an electroceutical device, is actually a software model primarily. It's a 2/3 SaaS model, 1/3 device model, where we have a B2B SaaS for physical therapists to be able to treat their patients, and a B2C SaaS for consumers to directly use the app and use the device. And then we have also a model for distribution for licensing as well. So we see that in the beginning, most of the money comes from the device, but as the SaaS brings that recurring revenue, that begins to take over as we get traction in the market. So in terms of financial projections, we're currently doing a $3 million raise, and we'll be cash flow positive in year 3 from wellness sports revenue alone, not including medical revenue and not including medical licensing that is also in process. So 3 quick reasons to invest in Healables. At this stage, you can still target a 40x return. Healables is a company that's an ESG company, an impact company where you can change people's lives, change the lives of your loved ones, your friends, and make an impact in the world, taking people from dysfunction to function. And thirdly, validated technology. Our main innovation is in artificial intelligence, is in wearability, is in textiles, but the technology, the legacy technology that we have based our innovation on is fully validated. So here you're investing in something that already works, and now we've taken it, we've improved it so it can scale and be really, really awesome. So as Michael Jordan said, some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, others make it happen. At Healables, we make it happen, and we're looking for other people who want to join us making it happen.